Good Saturday evening to everybody out there. This is Chris from CD Scale Models. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. I wanted to just make a real fast video regarding transporting your model kits as far as bringing them to a show. Next week we have Mosquito Con in New Jersey, which is about an hour or so from me. And I'm bringing a few builds. So I was apprehensive on bringing builds, but I figured, you know what? I think I got enough confidence to bring a few kits where I think I won't be laughed off the table. So I'm pretty excited, and I know that there's a few videos out there. I know Don Yost made a video on how he transports his kits and those big cardboard boxes that they slide out. The problem is, I reached out to that company. They don't have those boxes any longer. I reached out to them as soon as Don made that video, and they answered me back. They said, we don't have those boxes at all. We're not making them. We don't have any in our inventory. They're changing their format of their store. Now, I work for a bank, and they have these bank boxes, and they're very similar to the ones that Don Yost had in his video. They're cardboard. They slide out. They're kind of like file index boxes if you want to keep files in your house. And I can only get them in, like, I forgot the quantity. It's a ridiculous amount of quantity. And it's not cheap. It's like 300 some odd dollars. I don't need that many boxes. And I reached out to office supply stores, and I ran the gamut trying to find these boxes. I even spoke to a friend of mine that's a pharmacist, and they use them for medical files. I sent him a few pictures of the boxes. He said, Chris, he said, I can get them. He said, but to get them individually, they're a lot of money. And he said, and I can get them in a bulk, but still, they're ridiculous amounts of money. And I said, the hell with that. I'm not going to spend $300-$400 on boxes. So anyway, I've been on a quest in my mind trying to come up with something on how to transport the kits to your destination. And I came up with this, and I wanted to share it with you guys. It's very simple. It's really not difficult to do at all. And I just wanted to show you guys how I'm going to do it. And it's pretty cost effective, and it's really not too bad. So I just wanted to show you guys what I'm using. This is charcoal foam. It's like the packing foam that you get. And I got a roll of this on Amazon, and it's half-inch thick. Now, if anyone follows Doug White from Model Car Muse, I believe his channel is, I know that he made a box not too long ago on how he displays his models. Now, his boxes, if I'm not mistaken, you could use them at shows, but I think he also uses them like if he's going to transport a kit to someone. At least I thought he mentioned that in his video. But at any rate, I don't have the tools to do the plexiglass and to make all that. I know that there's blades and stuff. I don't have that. So this is what I came up with. I'm sure everyone around on the planet has a Dollar General near them. So about 3 weeks ago, I went into Dollar General to get something, and I saw these boxes. Now, they come in different sizes. It's smaller than a shoebox, but it was $4. Now, I have one that's a little bit larger, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. But basically, it has a magnet right in here. If you can see there's a little dimple. I don't know how well you can see the dimple, but yeah, you can see it there. There's a little tiny dimple. There you go. And behind that dimple is a magnet. So what happens is, there you go. So basically, the box is hollow inside. But when I saw it, the first thing I thought was, okay, I can put a build in here, and I can transport it. So what I did was I took a little bit of Doug's video knowledge, and what I did was I cut the foam. So all you really need is a pair of scissors, an X-Acto blade. We all have them. Tape measure, ruler, and a piece of chalk, which my daughter has laying around the house, amongst all her other crap. So what I did was I measured the inside of the box, and I cut a piece of the charcoal foam. And for the most part, it's not perfectly square, but it's square enough. where you put it in the bottom of the box and it sits. I took another piece of foam, same measurements, and what I did was I laid my model on top of the piece of the foam. Kind of centered it where I want it. And then I took the chalk and I just made little tiny chalk outlines alongside the tires on either side. And then what I did was I just used my ruler and basically I cut it out and hollowed it out. So I put that in there like that. And I made that one a little bit tighter. So basically, once you're done, what you have is that. Not how well the camera's going to pick it up, but you get the idea. So now, once you do that, I wanted to just show you guys the end result. Now I'm bringing 3 model kits to MosquitoCon next week. So I just wanted to show you, and I'm not going to handle all the models, but I just wanted to show you what the end result is and how these works. Like I said, this was a $4 box. I have one that's a tad larger, and that's because I'm putting a truck in it, and it's perfect. And even with my antennas, it clears the antenna perfectly. So I'm going to show you what the end result is. I want to show you the difference in the 2 sizes of the boxes. One's slightly bigger. As far as length, they're the same size in length. But, so I'm going to move this here. I'm going to show you this one first. In here is, I'm going to try to show you this as best I could. I'm going to lift the camera up. So what you have is a model that's self-contained, and it's also protected by the foam on the sides. Now the reason why I did the solid piece on the bottom is because now the car has a place to sit, nice and level. But I wanted to put another piece of foam on top of it and hollow it out, so this way it just kind of contains the bottom parts of the tires, and it really isn't going to go anywhere. It's just an extra piece of protection. Could I go higher? Yeah, I could, but because I'm transporting them and I'm just going to put them on a flat surface in my car and drive like an old lady going to church, I think I'm going to be safe. But I just wanted to show you. The kit comes out, no problem. And that's what you're left with. So, you grab the kit gingerly. You put it back in. Done. Now, that car doesn't have an antenna, but this one does, and it's a truck. I'm also glad that I bought this one because I just wanted it a tad bigger, and this one was $5. But because I have the antenna and it's a truck, I know it's higher than a car, but again, I'm going to show you. Doesn't go anywhere. It sits nice and safe. And you can see the antenna. It clears it, no problem. So, again, I'll show you what you're left with. That's what you're left with. No problems. And again, if you look inside. Now what I'm going to do with this truck and the Cadillac is I'm just going to put a little tiny piece of Tamiya tape on the side of the hood and just run it down by the quarter panel. Just to keep the hood in place. Because the hood's not going to really move around. Like I said, I'm not going crazy. I'm not doing a lot of driving. I'm not doing major stuff where I really need to contain these any longer. I know Doug, he put his hood within a piece of the foam because, again, I think he's using it for different purposes. But I figured if I put a little piece of Tamiya tape on either side, just at the side of the hood, right where the front quarter panel is, the hood will stay in place. I don't want to futz around with these hoods too much because I have hood pins, and the little cables are more of my concern. Those cables can just come apart from the bottom of the hood very easily if I jostle them around. So I just figured this is probably the safest way to do it. But again, if you go into Dollar General, you should be able to find them because it's like a spring summer product, and I know that they've had them. So I figured if anyone wants to grab them, it's a quick, easy way. The foam I got from Amazon, I forgot the measurements, but it was $19 with shipping. I think it's a 4x6 sheet, and it's polyurethane charcoal packing foam, the same one that Doug White mentioned. And I really hope this helps, and I hope someone tries it. And if anyone does try it, great. You know, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm kind of confident to bring these in my car driving around without any problems. I'll let you guys know how things turn out. But I hope this helps, and let me know what you guys think. Have a great weekend. See you later.